It's time for The Local with your host and realtor, Katie McKinney.
Hey guys, Katie here, and welcome to The Local. Today, I am honored to have Wendy Marak here. And Wendy, thanks for being here.
You're very welcome.
I texted her and said, hey, I've got a favor for you. And really, it was just a straight setup from the beginning, wasn't it, Wendy?
A really smooth setup. Yes.
Smooth setup. You know, with the podcast, it's interesting because we've got people from all walks of life, ages, generations, tech savvy, some not as tech savvy. But either way, podcasts are kind of fun because we can bring all types of people on. So, Wendy, thanks for trusting me on this favor.
You're welcome. I guess.
We'll see by the end of this thing. So, Wendy and I kind of go way back. Way back meaning 3 years ago when I started real estate here in Woodward. Wendy and I were office neighbors. And I really didn't know what I was getting myself into when I moved in next to her, because we had a blast. Did we not?
We certainly did. That it pays to be in the very far reaches of the
office. We had the best views and the best laughs, for certain. So what's interesting is, Wendy, how long had you been in real estate at that time? So that had been 2017.
I started around 2000.
2000. Okay, so she had been in it for 17 years.
Wow.
Whenever I arrived, and here's Katie, fresh out of college, not knowing anything about real estate, and I was obviously a little bit scared to try to figure out kind of, what's going on and how do we get started in this. But Wendy was always really good about welcoming me in, so I appreciate that, Wendy.
You're welcome.
So we'll hear a little bit about you, obviously, first. Were you born and raised in Woodward?
Oh, heavens no. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. I think I knew that, but I knew it was somewhere not here.
Yes.
What year did you move to Woodward?
We moved over here in 83.
83. Okay.
Yes.
83.
83.
And so what did you do then? What were you, like, professionally, what were you doing at that time?
Well, I had already been working with Department of Human Services.
And what'd you do with Department of Human Services?
And I started that off in Lawton.
Okay.
We moved to Alva, and then we moved to Woodward.
Okay.
All job related, but I still worked with the department each place.
Okay. And what field of because I know the department is kind of big.
Oh, yes.
Which department of the department?
I started off in Lawton with child welfare.
Child welfare, okay.
Continued with that in Alva for a while, and then got into juvenile services as I came over here to Woodward.
Okay, interesting.
And then from juvenile services, after several years, I ended up in supported employment.
Okay.
From which I retired.
Yeah, okay. So you retired in that. I mean, that's kind of a broad range. I mean, I know juvenile, I guess that's in child welfare, they kind of go hand in hand in some ways. I mean, they're different, but same department for the most part, and helping others make sure that, that they're safe and that sort of thing. And then what's the supported... What's that last part?
Employment is helping people with disabilities to find employment.
Okay, excellent.
Through various avenues. If possible.
If possible, yeah, that's the key. Well, neat. And then, so how long total did you work for the department?
Probably about 27 years.
27 years. That's quite some time. Yeah,
yes.
More or less. And
yes.
then
lots of experience.
Lots of experience. Lots of good days and some bad
and some not so good.
Some good experience for sure. Okay, well, cool. And I didn't know exactly what you did for the department, so that's neat. And then, did you get straight into real estate?
No. I sort of took a sabbatical for a few years, and then I thought, well, that would be neat
to do.
Neat to get into.
Yeah. And what was it about real estate that kind of drew you in? Was it just kind of the flexible schedule? Was it housing in general, architecture, kind of what?
Mainly it was I knew some of the people that were in real estate, and I thought I would enjoy that, and I would enjoy the whole function of finding out about homes and trying to match
It's like a matchmaking
Yes.
program.
Yes. I hadn't done anything like it, but I thought this would
be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times people get into real estate maybe for the wrong reasons. There's a lot of people that get into it for the wrong reasons. You know, they think about the money or the flexibility. I remember whenever I sat down and said, I want to be in real estate because it gives me a flexible schedule. Gosh, I wish I could take that back.
Then you realize
that was a joke.
Not so flexible.
When I did the Google search, that didn't really come. I mean, it came up. I think they were lying. I mean, I know they were lying. Flexible in what way? Flexible because you work every day.
Yes.
But anyway, that's good to know. It was the people and
Yes.
houses and kind of matchmaking them. And you probably, I mean, you love people, so you get to meet lots of people in that.
You and I had great fun in the office along with 2 or 3 others.
Yes.
And we kind of kept things
interesting.
interesting.
We did keep them interesting, always. Give a shout out to Tamra in Wichita, Kansas.
And Kendra.
Oh yes, Kendra, and we had it. We
And
did
Buck.
have a great office there, and Buck, of course, and Courtney and the whole gang. So
You had to be strong.
yeah, lots of joking going on, but good fun, and it was a good atmosphere for me to enter too. I mean, that was fun. Gabrielle and Courtney, and we had a great group. So
You started and then you lost your dog.
oh my goodness, I even forgot about yes. So my Australian Shepherd, our only dog, and will probably be our own. No, I'm not kidding. Josh would not be happy if I said that. We have one dog that we got after Josh and I started dating, and we are celebrating our 5-year wedding anniversary in July. So it would have been, he's about 7 years old now. And I lost my dog right when I moved to Woodward. And not just for like a little while. I live in the country, obviously. And he was gone. He had either jumped or been tossed out of the back of a flatbed pickup. And Wendy, of all people, I'm asking for help. There are some people helping. I'm driving around frantically crying and looking for Dose, our dog, too, but also the beer. And why we named him that, I have no idea, but it stuck.
I thought you meant drink.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Just to
we kind of
clarify.
did. It was Dose, kind of a little bit of both. But either way, he's our only child. I mean, he is our child. So we were obviously new to Woodward, and Wendy, bless her heart, she was out there driving around Country Oaks, driving around everywhere, trying to look for Dose. And I remember thinking, that lady, I think we're going to be good friends, because when I'm in a pickle, I'll know exactly who to call and who will actually help. You know, a lot of people say, call me if you need help, but then you call them and there's no help.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I felt sorry for your husband because he's the one that was going to take the heat on us. So.
he was driving the flatbed,
Yes.
and my child was missing. So anyway, we did find him, but you're right. That was kind of our first bonding experience.
Yes.
And that is fun. Now it's funny looking back on it, but it wasn't funny at the time.
No.
And I remember Wendy going, you guys, you need to, we need to find him, and we need to have a collar on. Of course, he didn't have a collar. We have a collar on him, and I got a good lesson on what I need to do, and it was needed, most definitely. So Wendy's always the person, and has been the person that I call whenever I need a good ornery opinion and some help. So cool. Yes. So in 2017, you and I started working together, and you retired
Mm-hmm.
in what year? That would have been 2018-ish.
Somewhere.
Yeah, it would have been 2018-ish.
Somewhere. around
But
there.
what's so neat is that Wendy is still involved in a lot of different organizations and the community, and helps out. She want to talk a little bit about Rotary. So
Yes,
the
by all means.
Rotary Club of Woodward, that she actually invited me. Here is this young little girl who just moved to Woodward, and Wendy invited me to a Rotary meeting. And if for those of you that don't know about Rotary, you should really do a little Google search, because Rotary is a civic organization, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yep.
that it aims to help others. They've got a lot of different missions, but really the main mission is to help others and to create a community within a community.
And it's worldwide.
And it's worldwide. Exactly. It's ever reaching. So, we do service projects not only for Woodward and surrounding areas, but also we did one in, have some great friends in Mexico. And before I even was in Rotary, you guys did several others in what other country was it?
All throughout.
Throughout. It's been, and
Yeah.
I think Africa too at some point maybe. Whether it be sources of water or just a helping hand or, anything like that. Woodward Rotary and Rotary in general is there as a civic organization to help others and to reach beyond ourselves. And so
Our main project throughout Rotary all over the world is to eradicate
polio.
That's the big
Exactly.
thing. And
Yeah.
we're almost there.
Yeah, I was just say what's interesting is polio was obviously a really big deal. I know a person in my family that had polio as a child. And so, but now, me growing up, we didn't really hear much about it. I think you got your
No.
polio shot and that was it. So it has been interesting to kind of see the different changes of Rotary. They had women become part of Rotary really not too long ago, if you think about it.
I think it was around 1986 before it would allow women to
So,
become a
and now
part.
there's quite a few women in our Rotary program, and we hover about 30 or so members consistently, and have some pretty good attendance, and we meet every Tuesday. But either way, I just kind of want to mention that because Wendy wasn't nervous about inviting this young girl to her Rotary program, and
I figured you needed some structure.
I needed a lot of structure at that time. Didn't really know what I was doing. So, but ever since then, we get to see each other every week. And Rotary, for those of you that again don't know, it's for all generations, and
yes.
And it's really neat because again, it's intergenerational and different people, different professions, and then we get to see each other every week. Obviously, COVID has put a little damper on that because
Oh yes.
we don't get to meet, but hopefully we'll be able to once things clear up a bit. But yeah, how and why did you get into Rotary? Just as a curiosity.
My father, who was born in 1901,
Mm-hmm.
was a lifelong Rotarian.
Okay.
I went to a couple meetings when I was just, junior high age or
Mhm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought much about it, but years later, for whatever reason, it struck me. That was pretty neat.
Mhm.
Why shouldn't I look into this?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I think it was because of him.
Yeah.
Little did I know,
Mm-hmm.
and so I looked in it, and
Was Woodward Rotary the first, one that club that you had joined? Or did you-
yes,
okay.
yes, Woodward Rotary was
First one.
mhm.
It's a great one, and Wendy, even though she won't brag on herself, there is a dictionary program that she kind of heads up and has for the last several years that I've been around. And tell us a little bit about that.
Oh well, we started that in our Rotary Club. It's once every year.
Mm-hmm.
We provide free dictionaries to all third graders
Mm-hmm.
throughout Woodward,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a wonderful paperback issue. It has their name and the school and all inside the
Mhm.
front page, and these kids just get so excited.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one that has more information than that
Yeah.
in the back. It's not just words.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we hand those out in the room,
Mhm.
the kids start looking through those, and it starts getting louder and louder, and they find like it has the longest word in the English language.
Oh,
and
neat.
all kinds of information in the back.
Yeah,
They're very excited, and it's their very own.
that's
keep.
neat.
I have since been approached by a couple of young people going to college,
Mm-hmm.
and they still have their
They're-
dictionary, and it's going with them. So
Yes.
I was really pleased.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's
hear
really
that.
neat. That's
Yeah.
really neat. How long ago has that been, or how long has that been kind of going, you think?
Gosh,
Last 10, 15 years, you think?
maybe 10.
Yeah, 10 years.
Maybe
When we hope to continue it for
Oh, yeah.
many, many more years. Well, that's really neat. And you've been kind of in a range of different, array of different positions for Rotary. Kind of
Mhm.
what are some of the positions that you've been in the past?
Well, and maybe we had fewer people. I've been president. I've been, but mostly in advisory and
Mm-hmm.
and special programs that I could find.
She won't tell you, but she's the one that usually gets the food and beverage together for all of our socials. So it is a highly, highly important. It's probably one of the most important positions of Rotary. Which wines are we going to select?
But I have a lot of helpers. So
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're right. And so I kind of want to put, if we're able to have it, we didn't have it, last. This year weren't able to have it, the taste event that we usually have.
Yes.
But we usually do have an annual taste event that is a fundraising effort, is what it is for Rotary, so that we can give
for our whole year.
For our whole year, exactly.
It's a big.
And we give scholarships out, array. I won't go into all the details, but an array of different scholarships and different things. And I know I want to have Kelly Seacat, who's going to be our new president here shortly, and maybe even today. Is it July 1st? Is it today? Yeah. Anyways.
Once we get to go back.
Once we get to go back, she'll be our president. I'm going to have her come and talk about the scholarship opportunities there. But either way, Wendy and I, we go way back, as far back as I am Woodward, and which isn't very long, but it feels like a lifetime. And I just want to.
It's been fun.
It has been fun. It has been fun. And I really just wanted you to come on and talk about the Rotary and kind of your experience, but we didn't really get to talk about your family. So,
oh my,
who are you married to? Hope he's listening.
Joe Marak.
Joe Marak.
Which is sort of why I got here, because
yes,
we started out in Alva, and then he moved here to be with the district attorney's office, and then from there to the.
And he was a judge here.
Yes.
For how long, you think?
Oh.
A couple decades or?
Several years.
Yeah, lots of years, yeah. And then you guys have, obviously, dogs that are very important. Again, we go back to the dogs.
Well, I have the dogs. He tolerates the dogs.
But either way, we go back to how the dogs are a connecting factor as well. Well, neat. I mean,
mine have collars.
Yeah, hers have collars, and hers don't go in flatbed pickups, and so I'm aware of. Yeah, they would, most definitely, they would. But either way, I wanted you to come on and kind of tell us a little bit about, how you got to Woodward. And kind of our last question here is, what do you enjoy about being a business person, or just a person in general in Northwest Oklahoma?
Oh, I think the first thing that comes to mind, of course, are the people. I don't know how you could enjoy the rest of it without the people that are here. Yeah, they're just first class and friendly and kind and giving. They're wonderful people.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people say salt of the earth.
Yes.
Salt of the earth people. And I didn't really know what that meant exactly till I moved here and then kind of figured out that's actually what a majority of the people consider the community.
Most of whom are willing to pitch in.
Pitch in and help when times are tough or times are good. They're there to help out. So, when it's been fun.
Well,
it's been fun ever since I met you, and it continues to be fun.
Yes.
And
keep this up.
Yeah, we will keep this up, and we'll probably have to have a coffee and some breakfast at McDonald's. Kevin, shout out. We usually do that whenever the virus isn't around, but we'll have to continue on our dates. Sound good to you?
Sounds good.
Perfect. Thanks, Wendy, for being here.
Thank you for asking me.